Welcome again, my friends, internet, YouTube, everybody. Okay, so today I'm gonna give you a tutorial once again, and today we're gonna do a halo eye, and we're gonna use something I never use because it's hard to use, but I want to kind of, I don't know, get better at it myself, and that is green. So, you know, today we're gonna kind of test my boundaries, I guess. Let's get to it. I have done my eyeshadow base, so that's eyeshadow primer and a bit of powder. So now I have a good base for what I'm gonna do next. Okay, so I'm gonna start, and what we're using today is Juvia's Place Magic Palette. Then I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette, and again my trusty Grima single shadows, and today I'm using the shade 483, and I'm also gonna use a tiny tad of the middle shade in the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place, the middle green one. But I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna list everything I use down to the description box. Okay, so what we're gonna first start with is a blending brush and a blending kind of a transition shade. So I'm using Morphe M441, and I am going into the Subculture palette, and I'm taking the color Dawn. This is very neutral taupe shade, and there's nothing really much to it. It's just a perfect transitioning shade for me, but if you are a different skin tone than me, then don't worry, just use anything you feel works for you. Okay, so now that we have the transitioning shade there, I'm gonna go in with a bit more denser brush, and what I'm using is the Hallberg Cosmetics 304, and now I'm going in with the Grima's shadow, so it's this bright green shade. So I'm going where I put the transitioning color originally and kind of going on top of that. And then I'm taking the same Morphe brush I just used and kind of blending the green in with the transitioning shade. Okay, next I'm taking a BH Cosmetics number 6 from the Rose Quartz collection, but any type of a smaller blending brush will do. And now I'm going to the Subculture palette again, and I'm taking Untamed, which is this very beautiful deep kind of forest pine green. And now I'm staying in the crease, kind of letting the brush go a bit over it, but I keep the movement in the crease, and the brush does the rest of the job for me. Then using the same BH Cosmetics brush, I'm going to the Grima's bright green shadow, and I'm kind of topping that forest green with that because I want to be a bit brighter. Okay, next I want something a bit more dense because now we're gonna pack on the color on the lid. So I'm taking again the Untamed from the Subculture palette, and now I'm going like heavy-handedly. Well, with the Subculture palette you don't need to go heavy-handedly, but a lot of pigment is what we need. So I'm packing that to the whole lid. Taking the BH Cosmetics blending brush again and going through the edges here. That's such a beautiful color. Remember to blend, like actually spend time on it. Okay, so now I have the lid completely smoked out, so now we want to create the actual halo. So I'm gonna go in again with my trusty Tarte Shape Tape taking my LH Cosmetics brush 301 and just taking a tad of concealer and creating that halo. And I'm patting the concealer down. I'm using the Kat Von D Shading Line Eye palette, the original one, and the white shade from that palette. I'm taking a flat brush and just going in. There we go. Kind of have the lightest section now done. Next I'm using the Juvia's Place Magic palette and I'm taking the shade, my lights are making it difficult to see the shade names. It's called Buzo, so it's this miraculously beautiful green. It's so pretty. And I'm using the same flat brush, so this is BH Cosmetics Rose Quartz Collection number 9. And I'm taking that. I love Juvia's Place shadows because you don't need Fix Plus with the metallics. They're like fab without them. And now I'm gonna go outside the line. So you have the kind of the edge of the halo and you want to go in line with that edge. So you leave the white part kind of still in the middle. And now that we have that there, kind of blend a bit with a clean brush or a clean side of your brush and kind of try to mix the green and the dark matte green together so it's kind of a sliding effect. You might need to take a bit more of your green matte shadow. I'm doing that, but just, you know, blend and go and blend and go and blend and go. Okay, and now that we have the green in there, I'm gonna go into the Zulu palette and take the middle green. So it's this shade, so it's a gorgeous, more lime green shade. And again, I'm using the same brush and going in with that. So that's gonna get to the middle. So here, in the middle of the 2 rows of dark green that we just did. Last but not least, I'm taking the brush I added the concealer with because it's still a bit wet and sticky. So I'm taking the Kat Von D eyeshadow, the white one, the matte one, and with that kind of creating the arch back. And because I want to make it very like obvious that there is a halo effect, I'm taking my flat brush and I'm taking Untamed from Subculture palette and just kind of defining that white line. That's eye number 1. Upper lid done, and I will do the rest of this eye and my eyebrows and my face, and I will see you in a second. Welcome back! So at this point I have done basically everything else besides my lower lash line and my lashes. So I've lined my lid, and I've done my lips, my base, my brows, everything. And before I go in with the actual lower lash line, I wanted to kind of make this pop a bit more. So I'm taking this Linda Hallberg Cosmetics Enchanted Secrets palette, and from here I'm taking the shade Ethereal. And this is a duochrome palette, so when I swatch that, it's kind of, it doesn't have like a base shade, it's just a green rosy duochrome shade. So I'm taking that with my finger and then I'm dabbing that a bit on the center of my lid, like in the middle, like straight where we put the lighter green shadow. See? It comes out totally differently. Okay, so then let's go to the lower lash line. So I'm taking ColourPop E10 and BH Cosmetics Rose Quartz 7. A more dense pencil brush and a blending brush. And we're going in first with Untamed from Anastasia Subculture. And I will just trace my lower lash line like so. Does any of you have so wrinkly under eyes like me? Like, they're not age wrinkles, they're just physics. And because of that, I always have to be like when I'm trying to get to my lash line. Okay, then I'm taking the BH Cosmetics blending brush and I'm taking the shade Destiny from Subculture. And I'm using these colors very light-handedly because, as we all know, Subculture is a very, very pigmented palette. So if I don't want to screw everything up, I just need to take a tiny bit and then go in, because that's the only way I can assure that I don't get too much and have a problem with blending. And because I want that to pop a bit, I'm still gonna go back to the Grimace shadow because it's more bright, and I'm gonna top all of that up with it. And last but not least, we're gonna take the middle shade in the Zulu palette and pop that in the inner corner. Then I'm gonna coat my lower lash line with mascara and pop on some lashes. You guys saw in the last video I fell in love with the Crave Lashes Chocolate Souffle, and that's what I'm using today too. Okay, so lashes. This is what makes it or breaks it every time. Okay, so that's it, guys. How do you like the end result? I'm quite loving it. I think it goes nicely with my blue hair, first of all. But second of all, this is actually what I had in my mind, what I visioned last night, and I'm happy about it, yeah. And so, if you like this video, please hit the thumb button and please comment in the description box what are some looks that you're into, and I hope you like the video. I hope you want to subscribe to my channel. If you do, there's the button, you know where it is, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.